Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday 28th of October. So yesterday of course we had the Bank of Canada's rate statement, etc. Today now we've got which obviously caused quite a bit of volatility with the Canadian dollar there. Today we have the ECB of course at 1:30, so are they going to cause any more volatility? One's expectation would be that they're going to do their best to keep things as flat as possible. Press conference at 1:30, but the policy out there a little bit earlier at 12:45. So watch out for 12:45. Then, of course, everyone will be wanting to listen to what Lafarge says, Lagarde says even. Before that Bank of Japan press conference, well, we should be seeing that coming out at the moment, and the monetary policy being left. Aside of that, GDP this afternoon at 1:30 as well. So if we see as it's the advanced figure, if we see something happening really quickly, well, that'll be that happening at 1:30. Then we'll see the press conference that follows on afterwards. Right. So okay. So key things today. It looks like it needs some key things to happen. I've just been looking. I've been away for a couple of days and looking at the markets this morning, thinking, well, the last couple of days have been a bit flat, haven't they? And it's probably no surprise really. So let's have a look at these markets. Looking at the euro first here, and the two days, almost inside days. Just chopping along here. I was looking at a 4-hourly range before I went away. And well, into last week, and that's what really been broken to the downside here. Looking a tad on the softer side. And morning, Jane. And just looking at, well, at the moment, I think there's not a lot to be done to this until the news comes out later, basically. Okay, that's sorted the euro out. Not trying to second guess which way it will go. The pound, daily wise here, well, we've still got lower highs, lower lows on the bigger picture. However, it's a bit of a dance around it. It's a consolidation in last week. Well, yesterday sold off to the looks like it's tested that daily 50, but a bounce from there, and well, it's trying to put higher lows in, trying to get some sort of movement. But it's all a bit of a mess. I mean, it as I say, it looks like it wants to push up. A break is certainly above that sort of 37.59 would confirm the higher low. It's whether or not it's got the momentum post that to get things rolling. But horrible couple of days I've missed. Fortunately, that makes a change. Dolly Yen. So Dolly Yen, well, still pretty much consolidated in this new area up here. It's has just put a lower high in there, and looking a tad the dollar looking a tad weaker against the yen at the moment. How could that change? Well, if we carry on seeing this candle develop a little bit more, maybe if we break above the 34.50 area back in this above this area, maybe it's got more upside. It's really just looking at these thinking, I'm glad I've been away for a couple of days. Choppy as anything into yesterday, and difficult to trade when it sits like this. It's not on my radar at all there at the moment, so I'll just leave that alone. And it's what we need to do when these markets are like this. Now the Aussie seems to be getting some sort of movement, at least not a great deal. It's putting higher lows, higher highs through the shorter time frame here, but even that is very rangy. And yesterday selling off at times there. Again, very choppy. Maybe here if it can break above the daily pivot, it could continue that run up there into the prior highs, maybe a little higher into its R1. But it's almost like throwing a coin when you see a market like this, and if it's that if you're that undecided, the best thing is to walk away from it often. Canadian dollar, we saw the news yesterday. It's game of both halves really. Rallying up at the moment and pushing up at the moment. Whether this is going to stall itself, we'll see, but the way it's moving, it looks like it may even break this 34 and just continue back up to those prior highs where it was sitting before the news. Certainly where it's looking for at the moment. Again, I'm still sort of on the more bearish side of the Canadian US dollar, Canadian dollar, more bullish on the Canadian dollar overall, but this is not selling the case at the moment and looking inconclusive. Right, finally New Zealand dollar, of the majors I'm looking at here, consolidation continues. Consolidation. It's certainly not the best of markets, is it, at the moment? So patience would be the game here whilst these markets are doing what they're doing. It really is not anything there at all on the currencies that I'm thinking, well, that looks good. Maybe cable could shove up later, but with all I'm seeing here, it looks very, very bitty. Okay, let's have a look across the commodities and gold. It's just coming out here. Gold still in this sort of higher lows, higher highs, this intermediate sort of slightly higher time frame move here, pushing up there. I mean, as I keep on saying, from an intraday day trader's point of view, it's not the best of things that commodities to be watching these big moves down here, where it just drops off $22 in a very short period. Effectively, you've got to have big stops. It's much more a swinging game. So yeah. There you go. That most of that, I was just looking, most of that done in a couple of hours probably. Okay, today still, as I say, the bias is towards the upside. Trying to get into a trade on that at the moment. It looks as ugly as anything. Okay, oil. Oil today, higher lows, higher highs, running through these markets, still pushing up pretty strongly. In the daily, from a daily point of view, not so pretty looking on a weekly, on a 4-hourly point of view. We've got lower highs in. Was Monday's high it? For now, we'll see. Personally, I've been sort of biased towards the upside and looking for the opportunities after 2 p.m. in the day for the upside, but it wouldn't have been given too many opportunities looking at these charts here. Maybe just triggering at 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock, possibly triggering people into the market. But at the moment, it's with the lower high coming here, a couple of lower highs, it is looking more on the bearish side, and it may be my overall view on that changes. Certainly wouldn't be looking alongside it at the moment. I'm just out of that market for now. As I said, it looked like it was a good time for a break this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Right, let's have a look at the other markets. So just switch charts here and switch across to good old cryptos, as they're already in there. Ooh. So lower highs being put in on the Bitcoin at the moment. It's back to its sort of old highs sort of area, just around thereabouts. At the moment, just looking a bit softer. Obviously, there was some profit taken initially, and then it's sort of consolidated away from that. But with the sort of the attempt up there and the sell-off again, giving us that lower high, it does look a little bit more iffy at the moment on that, and it may be coming back to a point where traders can buy back in, retrace where it comes back in, but with lower highs in, wouldn't personally be keen to do anything like that yet. Ethereum, so similarish picture. It's not quite come off quite so much at the moment. It's hasn't given us a clear lower high yet. It hasn't really broken through the lows there, but of a similar picture. I mean, it's sitting around those prior highs, that sort of area. But again, same sort of thing. I'd be patient on either of these. Ripple, well, Ripple never really got up to the same sort of levels as the others there. It's still sitting with low, and that's certainly, you can see the lower highs, lower lows through this. We've seen a bit of a on all of these three. We've seen a bit of a reversal this morning. Again, there's nothing with it for any of these that I would be looking at on the bullish side, regardless of whether they're cryptos or whatever they are. I'm just looking here. We just, I mean, the line in the sand at the moment on something like Ripple could be this trend line from the prior highs, which a break of that would make it look a bit more bullish, but really very awkward markets. Okay, indices. I purposely timed my trip for an awkward market. So the indices, okay, so the CSI 300 looking to try and break that trend line I've had on here for a long time, maybe tomorrow, but I keep on saying it looks very weak. The overall picture with it's looked weak for a long time. Maybe it's going to be selling back. The Nikkei, well, that did come off last night, and this sort of surge that we'd seen in the previous week there, the beginning of the previous week, well, it looks like it's finished, or previous weeks actually. Looks like that's finished for now. We try to get back up there yesterday, previous day there, Tuesday, Wednesday, but as I say, just maybe fill in the gap. A break below 28,465 would be looking really bearish with a lower high in, and could see us running back down towards these prior lows. Sorry. FTSE this morning, well, that's come off again. Yesterday we had some decent, just looking back here, back into Tuesday, decent surge up there, making it to new highs. Yesterday coming off but a bearish harami it's left us with, and today, well, selling off at this stage, looking a bit softer, but nothing to say that overall movement's finished there. DAX, like similarish sort of price action here. The surge is up there, not quite making new highs or anything for the year, but certainly just looking still got some potential. It's just to say a couple of days rolling back, and the CAC, well, the CAC being a bit more bullish this morning. So there's some bullishness out there. Looking at the US markets, well, of course, on Tuesday, even newer, higher highs, and that sell-off yesterday, just looking a little bit, as I say, a little bit softer on the short term at the moment. But the way this is looking now, perhaps it has got further highs ahead, and some more new highs. Nasdaq, similar picture really, although I don't know why it well, maybe it must have been a news event that kicked it back on Tuesday, but again, new highs put in yesterday, and the Dow Jones, same again there, and same picture coming across. So equity markets at the moment look okay. Bit of a crack at the top there, maybe with these sort of turning points, and just on the edge there. So but overall looking bullish. Right, on the equities in the bigger picture, that's it for me. Wish you a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Have a great one. Bye for now. Morning out.